Okay, so I
Hi.
guess it was from my end.
I could tell. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm good. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So how is
Yeah.
life? How is COVID? Are you fine?
Well, yes, well, we thank God. Everybody's been working from home, so we're
Mm-hmm,
keeping safe as possible. As you're aware, it's changed how
mm-hmm.
everybody has done things, especially the last 3 months. But the one thing that we can be grateful for is that we still have life. And
Yeah.
we have the opportunity to be on Muse Africa today. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about that.
Okay, so how is radio? How is business going in spite of COVID?
It changed the way radio worked for
Okay.
months, in the sense that we were having to pre-record the shows, all the live shows, all of that um, turned into pre-recording. But in the last probably about 3 weeks to 1 month, we've now started going live on radio. So the excitement, the energy is back up. The listenership is definitely increased. The spirits have lifted up because a lot more restrictions have been lifted. So, radio and the music business, the entertainment industry is slowly
Mhm.
starting to have its life back.
Yeah. So the liveliness or the live
Yeah.
aspect of these shows and concerts, do you think that is what is probably making people reluctant to patronize the virtual shows?
I think so. I think because you have to understand that the virtual shows has just become the norm in the
Mm-hmm,
last 3 or 4 months.
mm-hmm.
And we have had decades of live shows. People have been cultivated from being a young person to becoming an adult, getting used to these live shows, from
Yeah.
live performances, going to festivals, going to clubs, parties. So to instantly just shut it all off
Mm-hmm,
1 day or 2 days before things happen and all of
mm-hmm.
that close, it took a lot of getting used to. But you'll be surprised that now, I think the other aspect is, I think the entertainers as themselves also are responsible for really pushing the virtual shows to the audience,
Yeah.
because we all have our famous I've been watching for the last couple of days now. Sarkodie is promoting
Yeah.
his
Virtual
virtual show
concerts.
coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that. I see Amachadede is on there. I see Kiddy is on there. I'm looking forward to that. And I think,
Yo, it seems you are
yeah.
really well versed in our Ghanaian music. Let's talk about it for
Oh,
a minute. I
talk
hear you were
about
in
it.
Ghana hosting Afro
Ghana,
Nation. Do you miss
Ghana,
us?
Ghana, Ghana was an absolute blessing for me. I came to Ghana once when Becca celebrated her 10th year anniversary in the music business. I was there for like a week, but I didn't really do too much. I just went here and there, arts, culture. But this time, I made up my mind from the moment I was coming to Ghana that I was going to touch the people. It's very important that when we go to places, especially in Africa, we now have to touch our people and connect with our people. And I was blessed that I met a brother of mine, Charles. He's a Ghanaian based in Ghana. He runs a Uber service. And we met from the first morning that I got to Ghana. And he pretty much became a brother of mine that we were together for the entire time. So from food to markets, I went everywhere, from Osu to Makola. I did everything. I did everything. I experienced the culture so much. And I've been a big fan of Ghanaian music anyway. And some of my favorite musicians are from Ghana. So it was easy for me to be so eager to learn about, the culture and where they're from, and to feel the people, feel the vibe. And Ghana in December was just an ultimate blessing. That the experience, I can't wait. Hopefully this December they allow us to fly
Yeah,
again.
hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully,
Yes.
hopefully, hopefully. But when you were coming before your first time in Ghana, were you sort
Yeah.
of anticipating some form of pushback from Ghanaians? Because there's this Davido, we are
There's
all
this rivalry with Nigeria. To be honest with you, because I've been in the media business here in the UK for close to 2 decades now. And some of my best relationships have been with Ghanaian artists, from Shatta Wale to Stonebwoy, from our two B's to Sarkodie, to the young generation of Kidi Kwame, King Promise, you know, the list goes on. AMG Medical. So I've built a strong bond with, and I say this all the time, one of my most memorable moments here in the UK around African pop music was the Hip Life Festival. You know, the Hip Life Festival was where I actually felt the most African, because Ghanaians in the UK have a habit of doing something. When they go to festivals, they represent totally outfits, you know, style. They, you know, the young generation allow the DJs to play old music. So that's where we will hear the Amachede days and all of that stuff. So it's a celebration. So from that moment, I've been open to it. Hence why, you know, when the opportunity came for me to go and celebrate with Becca in Ghana, I was probably one of the only people to come from the UK. And that is a testament of, you know, the relationship I've had. So I wasn't even expecting any pushback. I feel like Ghana is home, you know, Ghana is home for me.
Ghana is home. What do you miss about Ghana though? Our food. Which one did you enjoy?
I've got to be honest with you, I had everything. I had wache in the morning. I had egg and pepper. I had jollof rice on the streets in Osu Market. I had everything. And I've got to be honest, I think the fufu, I had one fufu. I can't remember where we went, but I'm going back there when I come back.
Please do.
The fufu with light soup. It was crazy, like crazy, you know. So I enjoyed everything. You have to, even me, I'm usually a very picky eater, but in Ghana, it felt like I was just in my own home and I could eat anything. And because it was being cooked fresh and everything was the way it was being served, the people that I met, it was beautiful, man. The fufu has to be the #1 priority for me.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest.
Okay, so you actually knowing the music, the African music very well, there's always this comparison between Ghana music or Ghana musicians and Nigerian musicians. What do you think is that space that is making us see these two so separately?
I personally believe that the beauty of African popular music at the moment is having, you know, a Ghana and having a Nigeria. Ghanaian music has a true African essence that nobody else can copy. Hence why, you know, when there's a sound that comes up from Ghana, it's replicated in Nigeria, it's replicated across Africa, because you still have a strong connection to high life than most other countries in Africa. You know, there's a strong connection to that high life. That's why the likes of Visa K-Day is still extremely successful, because he mixes, you know, that's why Kwame Eugene, to me, I call him, you know, the next stop, because even though he's a pop musician, he still has a strong high life connection. And we don't hear that often. So for me, I always, when people try to say, oh, Ghana should compete with Nigeria, I say, no, we need to celebrate the difference. You know, we need to celebrate the fact that Nigeria has their pop-driven sounds that a lot of people, and energy that a lot of people can't replicate. Ghana has an identity to African sounding music that everybody else cannot replicate. And then it is only in Ghana, in Africa, I believe, that dancehall is still one of the top 2 most listened to genres. No other place in Africa has that. So why do you want to, you know, so we can celebrate Shatta, Samini, you know, Stonebwoy in one corner, and go to Visa, celebrate Visa, Kwame Eugene, and then we can go to Kidi, we can go to King Promise, we can go to Kamido, we can go to Sarkodie Manifest, AMG Medical, we can go to, you know, the list goes on. So if we don't have that difference, I will be disappointed. On my show, I created a Ghana segment because I wanted to focus on Ghana music alone for a good 30 minutes to 40 minutes. Wow. And it's that difference that makes it happen.
Okay, so I can see from the way you're talking about Ghana music, there's this passion. What really is driving that passion in you to keep pushing Ghana music? Because even some of the radio stations in Ghana, some of them don't play Ghana music.
no, you have to understand that I grew up in Nigeria. I was born and raised in Nigeria. One of my best friends early on in my childhood years was Ghanaian before they moved back to Ghana. High life music was being played in my household as a child. Even though subconsciously you listen to it in the background, you don't know how much you connect to that music. So now growing up, getting into this space now where we're promoting African popular music, one of the things I want to promote is being African. And I want to celebrate that true identity. Like I said, Ghana music, a lot of the musicians still keep that thorough. And it will be unjust to promoting Afrobeats and Afro pop music without showcasing, the essence of Ghanaian music. It will be unjust. I know the walls are closing. The radio stations don't want to do that, but I do it openly, proudly, and loudly.
Yeah.
Any opportunity I get to speak about these variations. And because for me, it's what I love. So if they want me to present what I love, then Ghana is a huge part of that.
Yeah, we thank you for projecting us out there. I mean, people
Thank
are
you.
always complaining, but let me ask. I saw you grooving to Kim Promise's Commando.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aside Kim Promise, which
Yeah.
you clearly love, who else do you love?
Yes. My list is long. For the young up and coming, without doubt, King Promise, Kwame, Kidi, Kamido. For the OGs, I can't go beyond Sarkodie, Manifest, Shatawale, Stone Boy, Samini. I can't play with those. For the singers, highlight Bisa Kde. I still posted this video on my page 2 days ago. You have to look at the likes of Bisa Kde. The female powers. I'm a big fan of Becca. I'm a big fan of Efia. I think these women are incredible and they don't get enough juice in the game. And I think people need to look inwards and we need to question ourselves why we don't celebrate these women enough for what they are doing. They're in a man's world and they're still top of the game. I managed to see Efia perform live on stage in December in Ghana, and it was mind-blowing for me. The control of the live band, it was just crazy. I went to, I mentioned Amachedede, he had a concert in London that I wanted to go and see him for the first time. And whilst I was there, Kwame was going to perform as well. Now, you have to understand, in London, the audience that will come and see an Amachedede is the older generation.
Yeah.
So our mommies, our daddies, our aunties, exactly. So for any young musician to come on that stage and get these old people dancing, that was when I knew, you see this Kwame, these young generation boys, we need to give them all the support that they deserve. He came into London 24 hours before the show. He hadn't rehearsed with the live band and he performed for 1 hour and everybody in that building was standing up.
Wow.
I just said, nah. So you have to love me. I learn off of people. So when I come to a place, I want to listen to what moves you. I want to tell me about the stories. And by your own passion, before I even listen to your music or eat your food, I'm excited. And people don't know that the responsibility lies in the broadcasters from Ghana, in the TV and the radio presenters. The way you present the music to the rest of the world is how we're going to take it. So you have to give those guys the energy. You have to.
Yeah. Now there is a problem in Ghana where if an artist doesn't have a hit song, a current hit song, they are seen as old, retired, lost in the game. Is it so out there too?
Usually it's like that. Usually people try to say, once you are not being heard, once you're not being played constantly. Okay, 2 days ago, I got a broadcast from D Black.
Yeah.
He's got a song coming with the American rapper OT Genesis. And I posted it straight away. The reason I posted that was I was happy to see D Black connecting with a young, fresh superstar.
Yeah.
That's how you get back onto the playlist. And, even though it's not fair, but it's, people should play the game too. Those legends should play the game. You know, Amachedede was on stage with Kwame Eugene singing one of his old songs, and both of them were
Yes.
singing together. Let's see that. Yes, we need
Yeah.
to see that. And then you find your way, get it on the playlist, and the fans will take up from there. But it's not fair, but I think the artists and their teams need to play the game somewhat. It's called the music business. And I think that's the business of the music.
Okay, so let's zoom straight into the Afrobeats charts.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
thank
congratulations.
you.
It's a big
Thank
deal.
you.
So how do you
Big
feel
deal.
about it after hosting your own radio show from Beats, Afro Nation here? How do you feel
Yeah,
about being a part or a co-host of this big show?
it's an honor. It's just an honor to be in a position where, again, we're celebrating, you know, Afrobeats music, Afro pop culture on a big level,
Yeah.
where now our numbers will count. Not only do we go to concerts, we now have to teach ourselves to buy music and support these artists. When their names show up on the charts, people around the world will see them more. You know, the announcement of this chart was broadcast not only by the BBC, by CNN. Everybody around the world showed it a face, including yourselves in Ghana, Muse Africa, giving us this time to celebrate us and ask that question is because of how important it is. And, you know, for me, it's just a blessing and an honor to be amongst this conversation where we can shine a bigger spotlight on our music.
And how do you think this chart is going to, what kind of impact will it have on the future of the
Yeah.
Afrobeat or African music?
I think, first of all, it allows the record labels to see other artists that they might not be looking at before. You know, regardless of whether Kidi is big in our community, Kidi might not be on the radar of major record labels. And by him being in that top 20, amongst the Wizkids, amongst the Tiwa Savages, people start to take notice about these young talents. Okay, what else can we do to help these guys get to the next level? Maybe they're the future. The record labels will now start investing a lot more money. They will now start looking at more professionals that understand our music, our culture, our fan base, bringing them into the major labels, you know, bringing other opportunities, bringing people like African PR executives, giving them jobs. So for me, this is an opening not only for the music, for up and coming talent, but also for the industry as a whole, where professionals that have been overlooked and don't get paid will now start to get a little piece of the cake of the, you know, the global music market.
Okay, so what should these artists be doing to push the agenda forward? What should they be doing?
I'm a big, you know, I push them to use their social media a lot to
Oh,
spread
God.
the gospel and connect with their fans. As much as people like you or myself are passionate about this culture, the fans lead the way because they have the most following. So if they tell their audience, if the artists tell the fans and say, yo, you need to support my music by buying and streaming, get me on this chart. Let them know that my song is good. Let them know I have a fan base. That way, we'll be able to control the narrative. Wizkid and Davido have done 20,000 capacity in London, but have not sold 20,000 singles in the UK. Why is that? Because they haven't told that 20,000 fans to buy a single. So now let's start to educate our fans. Let's start to, pass this information to the people to ensure that the more successful the genre is, the longer it will survive and the more investment it gets internationally. Now there's no live shows. So most of the artists are not being paid to perform. The only place their money is going to be coming from is from streams. But if the fans don't know that they have to stream the music dedicatedly, they're not going to make any money. So the audience, the artists need to know that it is time to use this opportunity as a teachable moment to teach the fans what to do and how to support the music completely, taking us to the next level for the future.
Okay, but after the maiden edition, do you think Africans I mean, considering the feedback you've gotten after, do you think we are understanding the importance of this chart in the Afrobeat or in our African music?
Slowly but surely, we're starting to get across. The day it was announced, as much as there was so much positive feedback, there was still a little bit of negativity and apprehension, not sure what it was. But the day when the chart show went out, everything has changed. You know, the likes of NSG even embracing the fact that they were number one. You know, so the fan base now start to understand what's going on. That, oh, we actually control the charts. I posted yesterday the hip hop, the Billboard Hot 100 records has 9 hip hop charts in the top 10. That is unprecedented. 15 years ago, hip hop would only have one, if only one in the top 10. But now hip hop has now dominated the Hot 100. That pop and rock has been relegated down to the top 20 or top 30. Afrobeats can do the same thing here in the UK and around the world because we are a mixture of everything. Hip life, Afrobeat, dancehall, R&B, hip hop. By merging the sounds together, you'll be surprised at how many people can continuously get on that. So it's an educational moment where we need to teach ourselves that our power is in numbers, but we have to show those numbers by supporting the music.
Yeah, that's true. Now you are part or you're affiliated with Afro Nation. You were here last year. Do you think this chart, this weekly chart, is going to be a good preparation for the upcoming Afro Nation?
I think that was one of the reasons why Afro Nation actually even proposed it to the official chart company, because now it gives us a brilliant opportunity for new stars to spring up. For new stars to spring up, for new headline artists to come out. The more artists pop up on these charts, having the more singles, the bigger these artists become. And before you know it, the next Afro Nation, Kidi becomes a headline act. And if you want closing the show,
yes,
that's it.
exactly.
You know, that is it. You know, it's platforms like this that make those dreams possible. So that is the reason behind, you know, an Afro Nation proposing this, that yes, we've got legends and icons already, but let's also open up the door bigger to be able to find new talent that eventually will become legends and icons one day.
Okay, so it's Afro Nation, and are you looking at merging virtual and the live in a way for Afro Nation this year?
I think Afro Nation, you know, I won't be able to speak for the organization, but what I can tell you is this. Afro Nation is a brand new festival that has taken the world by storm. Unfortunately, in the first 6-7 months of this successful, incredible festival, the world dealt with a pandemic that we never prepared for. Other festivals that have been around for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years have gone straight into the virtual world and have tried to keep themselves rolling. I believe Afro Nation is still in its infancy stage, and a virtual concept for now might happen. But for me, I still believe that they will be waiting for the pandemic to go down to at least build the reputation a lot stronger before delving out into the virtual world.
Okay. So what's ahead for this show? The whole of official UK. What's
the next vibe is just now, let's just keep on celebrating, you know, incredible Afrobeats music, supporting these talents in numbers, taking them from Afrobeats charting to the main top 20 UK charts, opening doors for brand new artists, and really just interviewing some of the people that are doing well already. You know, we've had virtual interviews with artists across Africa. We're starting to build that as well. So it's a platform that really is to celebrate the hard work of the boys and girls, you know, in the motherland and around the world that are making African popular music. And this chart is going to be a celebratory stage for each and every one of them. You know, they're working so hard, they're becoming stars, but we want to also put them in places where the other people around the world can go and check them out.
You keep mentioning numbers, numbers, numbers. Now,
Yeah.
our king of dance or reggae dancer, that's Shatawale.
Shatawale!
Shatawale. Shatawale is of the opinion that artists in Ghana, they don't know how to use their numbers on social media to drive the force behind their music. Have you noticed that pattern too?
I've listened to, I listen to Shatawale a lot. I know a lot of people have, they have their opinions about how he comes out and what he says. But when you listen to the true essence of Shatawale and the message is trying to pass across, he is trying to let the artists know the power that they have.
Yeah.
And also let the fan base know the power that they have. By telling and trying to tell the artists that you have the power to develop your own career and increase the support around the world. He's trying to tell them to use it. I completely agree. And I think a lot of the artists, not only in Ghana, to be honest, in Nigeria as well, they think social media is for something else. Just to look good on Instagram and to be driving fast cars and showing off. Social media is your number one marketing tool. If you cannot use it to sell your product the best as possible, then you have failed. And a lot of artists across Nigeria, across Ghana, across South Africa are in that failed boat because they have gotten the message wrong. So with Shatawale, I'm with him 1,000%. The power lies in the artist's hands, and social media must be used for that tool.
Okay. Before I leave you to go, I've had a nice conversation. But before I leave you to go, I want you to actually give us some form of insight. How important, aside the big one that's the Afrobeat charts, we have other charts in various places of Ghana, Africa, or something. How important? I think some artists don't get the importance of these charts in their career. I want you being in this part, so let us know how important is it?
I'll tell you something. I'll give you an example. In the last 3 months, a new artist has springed up in Nigeria by the name of Omale. He became a superstar overnight. And the only reason that happened was because he released a project, and in his project, 2 or 3 of the songs got into the top 5 of Nigerian iTunes. And because of that, those of us in the UK, in America, in Germany, in Europe, we saw this artist because his songs were top 3 in there and started to stream in. So before he even became a monster back home in Nigeria, he had crossed over to the rest of the world. These charts are so powerful that they can dictate to people what they should go and listen to. So the aim of a lot of artists is you need to make sure you drive the numbers to get into these charts, because not only is it a celebration for you, it is a marketing to an audience that don't know you.
That's true.
So it's priority, and I think, the business side has to let this message be known that charts are not just for show. A lot of people actually go on to charts to be able to be told. You have to understand, audiences don't know what to listen to. They need people to tell them what to listen to. And in some cases, these charts do that job. They introduce people to new music around the world. So they need to take it very, very seriously.
All right. Thank you for talking to me. I'm hoping that everything will ease out and that you can come back to Ghana for Afrobeats.
Absolutely. I can't wait, man. I'm sure we're going to be there. We're praying very hard that this just calms down and we can just come home again in December and have a wonderful, wonderful time. Big shout outs to you guys out there in Muse Africa for doing an amazing job, celebrating the culture, celebrating the music, celebrating the people, despite the difficult times.